Hi, my name's Brendan Murphy and I thought it best to fill you in on my journey so far, why I'm hosting wellness walks, why I've taken to mindfulness and my story up until now. I want to keep this short, so my background would be that I, all throughout primary school and high school and growing up, I was like a high achiever, top of the class, getting amazing results. Followed through into getting into university. I was back in '93, the first in Newcastle University, they started doing a law degree and I was in that first inaugural year program. And I did that with a accounting major, so a law Bachelor of Commerce. And I really bottomed out that first year. I realised this wasn't my purpose, this wasn't my thing in life to be whizzing around a courtroom making a fortune. But I didn't take any action to do anything that was in line with my purpose or actually positive. So instead, I buried myself headlong into chasing pleasure and trying to keep up with addictions, I guess. So I was smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, smoking pot, just doing all that crap, following these inverted commas cool people around, you know what I mean, just lost, distracted. The word I actually wrote, it was aimlessness, was basically the theme of my 20s. So then I hit my 30s, I had a steady job, you know, got a house, wife, kids, it's all rolling along. Still don't have any clarity around my purpose or vision or goal or what I want to do with myself, but I've still got all those addictive things pinging away every day, just that I'm trying to hold down being a father, husband, mortgage payer and all that. And something had to give and it certainly wasn't going to be me. So things just got worse and worse and worse, and you hit a rock bottom, which you think is, you call it a rock bottom, but then you don't realise there's actually another rock bottom beneath that, and then there's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one, and then you end up basically dying of alcohol poisoning in an ambulance, going off to hospital, and people start poking you, and a concerned psychiatrist comes over and says, so what is going on? And you sit there and you go, and you have no answer because you're absolutely exhausted. Okay, so I call that is called my spiritual awakening. That was back 4 years ago now, and what it involved was me surrendering. I had to give up, I had to surrender, I had to let it all go and begin to connecting with my purpose and what I'm sort of here to do. Okay, so I had to do things that made me happy and bring me joy and that I'm connected to. So how does that relate to sitting in Civic Park on a Tuesday lunchtime? Well, what I did, I began my journey and I did a lot of therapy, a lot of counselling, a lot of one-on-one, a lot of reading, a lot of study. I initially turned to expanding my mind and researching and reading, but then I actually realised the best way for me personally was to connect through my body. I'd never been into my body, I'd always been focused on my mind. So I dove headfirst into yoga on a daily practice, and that helped me break through a lot of my limiting beliefs, my old fears, let go of all my old shame and hurt and pain. And then I began exploring meditation and mindfulness. And that's when I had the biggest breakthrough, which is to realise that mindfulness and having that, which is just clarity, gives you space to make the right decisions. Gives you space to step back from anxiety, gives you space to walk away from fear. So you can actually go, okay, I don't need to live that story anymore. So I let myself out of my old story. I stopped drinking, stopped smoking, started running half marathons. I've run 6 half marathons since then. This is a guy who smoked a packet of cigarettes at least every day for like 20 years. Didn't do sport, you know what I mean? I was always sort of the smouldering poet, you know, in the background. So now I'm doing marathons, half marathons, sorry, running, you know, 25, 30 Ks every week, week in, week out, doing yoga, eating fruit and vegetables, making smoothies, protein shakes, psyllium husk, everything. Just a complete turnaround. And the pivotal ingredient for me was mindfulness. I am living proof of the power of it, the power of mindfulness and the power of surrender and letting go and making yourself open. And that's what I'm offering at mindbodycalm.com.au. What I'm doing is offering a subscription-based mindfulness service where you come with me and join me in outdoor spaces around Newcastle, and we go into mindfulness moments. Okay, there's a lead-in based on my trainings, which is drawn from my saying is the best of the West, which is positive psychology, as well as a feast from the East, which is Buddhism, Zen, Tao, all those streams of thought, yoga thought. So that combination has virtually limitless lead-ins for mindfulness moments of around 9 or 10 minutes, I guess. And over a 1 hour session, we can dip into mindfulness, those mindfulness experiences 4 or 5 times, and enjoy the silence and the calm and the magic of the group energy, which simply can't be understated. And it can't be gleaned from reading a book or popping an app into your phone and just listening to it like that. It has to be lived out here with the air, with the sunlight, with the birds. It has to be lived out here. The experience is so much more vibrant and real. To have sunlight on your skin, feel the breeze on the hairs on your legs, it's just amazing. So I'm inviting you to come along. The next step is to subscribe at mindbodycalm.com.au. I send out a weekly email with this week's walks. It does vary. Right now I'm doing Strzelecki, Nobbies, Newcastle Beach, Blackbutt, Civic Park, King Edward Park. But as the year and the seasons change, of course those places will change and they'll be indoor. And as well there are there's static activities as well. So see what happened just then, that having the dog, that's the dynamism and the vibrancy of being out in the real environment. Practicing mindfulness seated in a dimly lit room, of course, still has that energy, but it lacks that random universality that this has, having it being outside. So the next step is to muster the courage to come along. Nothing to fear. Look forward to seeing you. It's Bren Murphy at Mind Body Calm. Thanks a lot.